So we are so unbelievably doomed in the Four Knights of the Apocalypse story. Not only has the safety net of Lancelot been completely taken from us, but to make matters worse, he literally and freely of his own volition became a vessel for sheer unbridled, wicked evil power. Chaos Lancelot is born, and we are not ready for it whatsoever. Because Lancelot was already one of the strongest characters in the series. I'd say he's definitely in the top 5, maybe top 3, right before he got turned into Chaos Lancelot. But even then, he was an absolute menace. And even then, he wasn't even going all out. Chaos Lancelot has been born. After the ultimatum with Cath and trying to save Guinevere, Lancelot willingly became the vessel for Cath's chaos power and his quote-unquote wicked will. Now, when we got Chaos Lancelot, originally we thought, oh, he was going to be something similar to the Chaos Perils, where he'll be more so a corrupted version of himself to follow the orders of Cath, or Cath will be the main personality in charge of Lancelot, effectively being what he would have been if Merlin didn't cut Cath out of Arthur, and Cath still had all of Arthur's body and completely took control over him like he was planning to after he was stuck within Arthur. But no, we don't have a Lancelot controlled or manipulated by Cath, or just Cath fully taking his just incredibly powerful body and infinite magic. No, we have a Lancelot who is just filled with the need to destroy the world now. He is no longer himself. He is fully overtaken by the power of chaos and the corrupted facet of just Cath being the embodiment of malice, and that has shifted his personality towards destruction. To JJK fans, it'd be the equivalent if Sukuna basically merged with Gojo. That is how screwed we are. I know with how things are in the manga, I'm not going to spoil for anime onlys because I have no idea who watches these videos if they're like anime only or whatnot. But with what happened in the manga, imagine that plus Gojo. That is the level of shit we are about to enter. That is the shitstorm we are about to enter in Four Knights of the Apocalypse. And even recently, it is confirmed that Lancelot, effectively, when he almost killed the entire cast after turning into Chaos Lancelot, we thought he just launched a no-name attack. No, that big shockwave that basically erased and obliterated everything in sight, almost killing everybody if Gawain didn't teleport them back to Leonis in time, that wasn't an attack. Lancelot wasn't even trying to kill them in that instance. He just unleashed all the power he had stored within himself and had been holding back for years. That is crazy stuff. And it's even crazier considering that Lancelot is now amped up with the power of chaos now. Because Lancelot beforehand had an incredibly powerful body, he had infinite magic, and the way his power worked is still relatively unknown. We do have an idea of how it works, but now he has, effectively, I would have to say in a good percentage-wise, because we don't have an actual hard number for it, I would assume 90% of the power of chaos, the 90% that Cath had, and Arthur has the rest of it. So, whatever his goals are, I got no idea. But despite that, Lancelot has 90% of the power of chaos, an infinite amount of magical force, a magical power that it will fuel that power of chaos, and a body that rivals, if not surpasses, that of Bon, the man who survived Purgatory to become the strongest thing alive, and Meliodas right now. Lancelot is at the top of the food chain, 100%, no question. And that is terrifying. And it's even worse, because Galahad, in the most recent chapter, basically said that Lancelot has always held back. He's never just unleashed his power when he's around people that he wants to protect. The only time we see Lancelot even begin to unleash his powers are in rare instances, and honestly, only once, if we really think about it, when he fought Nanashi in the Demon Realm arc. And even then, I don't even think he was fully unleashing all of his power. Lancelot unleashed his power, and he instantly beat Nanashi after absorbing his attack that actually injured Arthur, though it probably was Cath, perhaps, for all we know. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, Lancelot absorbed that and then one-shot Nanashi after that. And even then, we can't even fully say if that was Lancelot at a peak strength, fully unleashing everything he had. I would like to believe that. The sheer aura that he emitted was insane. But then the next time we saw Lancelot actually start to take things more seriously was against Galahad. And his magic was described as a massive torrent of magic that was constantly pushing people away. That's how Galahad effectively was describing it. And it basically acted like a second layer to Lancelot, either pushing people away or overwhelming them with the sheer force that his magic presented when unleashed. And Galahad was able to move because he had a trick towards it due to the fact that he trained with the future version of Lancelot. But Galahad, having more first-person experience with future Lancelot in his prime, probably his strongest he's ever been in the future when he's a fully grown adult, Galahad describes the fact that Lancelot has never really gone all out. He's always held back because his power is described as something that would easily harm the people that he would want to protect just as badly as the people that he viewed as enemies if he unleashed his power. And we saw a glimpse of that. Lancelot just fully unleashing his power with obviously the power of chaos added onto that, nearly killed everybody just by letting his power just overtake him and just let it loose. No restraints whatsoever. And so, we take that into account. We can win. Now look, we still have 5 of the 7 deadly sins. 6 if Merlin joins in. But the issue is that Meliodas, he is in a desperate state right now. He is in utter despair. He has a void in him. And I don't think he has any real motivation to really fight Lancelot at full strength. The possibility is there if Tristan is threatened. Meliodas would definitely fight for his son if he is in danger. But right now, he is just always at Elizabeth's bedside and just has no idea what his next move should be because the light of his life and his main reason for living for over 3,000 years is basically gone and might be gone forever now in comparison to the 3,000 years of death and reincarnation and the curse. Now, there's no guarantees anymore of them ever seeing or talking to each other ever again. And then we have Bond, who, while yes, physically he is still one of the strongest characters in the series and could probably put up a fight towards Chaos Lancelot. The issue is that Bond's time was sped up in the battle against Cath. He was aged up so much to the point where he was coughing up his own innards. He was coughing up so much blood, his body was beginning to shut down from being aged up so much to probably being past 100 at this point. And the only reason he didn't die was because Merlin stopped the spell from killing Bond and aging him up too much to the point of him turning into dust. And Elizabeth's perfect time is what kept Bond from basically suffering and healing Bond consistently in the fight against Cath so he could actually still fight at his full strength. So even with a strong body, the inside of Bond is basically the insides of a 100-plus-year-old man who is having all of his organs probably slowly shut down on him. And so even if he fights Lancelot, he probably won't last long, and he probably wouldn't be able to really fight at his best because now Elizabeth's gone, and no one of her healing prowess could even keep him from dying. Tristan has that potential, but I don't think he'll be able to reach that at this point. Only other option is maybe Percival, but he might need a lot more hope power to keep Bond in the fight. And even then, Chaos Lancelot might just be able to swat him away or damage him so badly that Percival might not be able to heal him in time. We have no guarantees, and the 4 knights, or I guess the 3 knights, are not prepared to fight. They need a training arc to get up to the point where together they'd be able to fight. Now we could argue the Holy Grail Knights might be able to help, but they weren't even able to fully run the ones with their younger versions of their parents, who, yes, they are all younger than the Holy Grail Knights are, and they have seen their parents in their prime, and they couldn't even make them really try their hardest when they're still young. Only Lancelot had to try more because he was being held down by On's magic the entire time. And for all we know, that was a Goku-esque gravity chamber thing that made Lancelot physically stronger because he was like that for weeks. But yeah, we can't really rely on the sins right now as much as we would like to. Many of them will probably die. I assume Meliodas or most likely Bond to fulfill that future of Lancelot killing Bond like Guinevere saw. And the 4 knights that are remaining don't have the opportunity and power to beat him. And the Holy Grail Knights are just going to be literal flies to Chaos Lancelot right now. Though they do have the potential to help, I have another video planned to discuss the Holy Grail Knight's role for the next arc of the story, most likely, probably going into part 3, if part 2 is going to end now that we're basically reaching the same amount of chapters as part 1. So that's going to be a separate video. But for right now, we are so unbelievably screwed. Chaos Lancelot is literally the strongest character in the verse right now, and the only way for anyone to beat him is if we have some level of divine power now, on the levels of the Supreme Deity and Demon King, like, without holding back, and to potentially seal him away or extract the power of chaos from Lancelot. Those two possibilities are actually separate videos in and of itself that I will explore later on, but either way, Chaos Lancelot is an absolute menace, and we don't really have many options to deal with him. And even if everybody in the cast right now jumped him all at once, I don't even think it'd be much of a warm-up. But you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below on your thoughts on Chaos Lancelot, and if we have any real ways right now of dealing with him. I have ideas, but those are separate videos right now. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, your theories, predictions, all that stuff. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. And with all that said and done, hope you all have an awesome day.